when you have the ambition to own a nice home, or to drive a nice car, or to just have a sense of success within your career and your field, and you have no education, it's not a pleasant situation to be in. It's a concerning situation to be in. It's one in which the level of success within the Black community has been falsely misled to the point where we actually lack the education on the proper steps and the procedures towards actually achieving and maintaining and sustaining those levels in which the power structure has set up for us. And it is because of this lack of education that you will find that many Black people fall short within the sports industry, within the acting, and just within any industry where Black people have been selected by white people and amassed considerable wealth. Sadly, these Black people have not been able to sustain that wealth, and this is why you will always find stories in the news about NFL players going broke and bankrupt, rappers going broke, actors no longer being considered for positions, and this all systemically lies under one fundamental should I say, lack of feature within the Black community, and that lack of feature is the lack of education. The importance of education, it's one that is not stressed enough within the Black community. It's one in which there has been a neglect to actually emphasize how important it is to learn the basic skills of speaking in diverse languages, or even just reading simple books about economy. I'm not even speaking on behalf of the educational system. I'm just saying picking up simple resources such as reading about economy, or just reading about land and just infrastructure. The educational piece within the Black community is missing, and it is due to this absence. You will find that there is the missing link towards the Black growth and the Black progress lies within the fact that perhaps the leaders within the Black community, the elders within the Black community, or even just the Black community along with the individuals are neglecting the educational piece. They're neglecting the fact that the progress of success within a country where we are not really able to call ourselves the most successful as a group lies due to the fact that the other groups are more educated than us, that they have access to more libraries, they have access to better institutions. You cannot create a university institution like Howard and Morehouse, and because these are Black institutions, you cannot say that is enough to compete or to even sustain the level of success, given the fact that there are about 40 million Black people within the United States. You realize that owning two educational institutions with white influence involved perhaps cannot be the underlying factor, or it cannot be a checkpoint or a finish line for the remaining millions of Black masses who remain uneducated and who do not actually have the tools to understand how important it is that instead of going out on a Friday night, you picking up your book is considered far more progress that instead of spending your money on gadgets, on phones, on watches, on sunglasses, on jewelry, you can enjoy yourself, which is cool. But to educate yourself on some of these communications, to actually undergo the procedure to become a technician, it is far more beneficial financially and just socially, systematically. There is no comparison. Okay, there is absolutely zero way in which you can actually comprehend the importance of, or should I say, the impacts of education. And this is the main thing that I feel like a lot of people are missing out on, because the educational piece within the Black community has been missing. The inability to actually fulfill enjoyment from reading rather than consuming junk media and consuming junk mass collected data from music or movies. And keep in mind, when I say education, right, reading a book is not the only thing that comes into mind. You can educate yourself through experience. You can educate yourself through music, through podcasts. There are so many ways to actually pursue the path of education without actually, just reading book in, book out, book in, book out. I actually am I'm of firm belief that, you even stepping out of your comfort zone is an educational experience. That you even going to the gym is an educational experience. You learning a new recipe within your home is an educational experience. One that could save you thousands of dollars a month from eating the bad foods that hold our people back, and just learning how important it is to sustain a sense of security. And it all boils down to education. The educational piece is crucial, one that cannot be neglected. And for as long as the Black community continues to neglect education, I am very confused as to how the progress can be so self-centered, to where the individual is basically left by himself, rather than actually resorting to the community and the diversity that lies within the Black culture. We are taught to just take each other for granted, not knowing that we are all capable of using our heads, that we are all capable of learning. Some people start late, okay? There are many people who probably don't even go to school until they're 30, right? Everybody's life is different, and it is only through education when you can actually understand that these circumstances that cause us to be different are actually opportunities to learn. And I feel like once we can actually, instead of deploying hatred towards a brother for trying to climb to the top, but rather learning from that brother and understanding his experience as a whole, I really do think that the Black masses will be very well equipped to deal with some present circumstances, and to actually undergo the right procedures in order to alleviate some of these traps and some of these systematic flaws that perhaps continue to hinder the growth, and furthermore the overall progress within the colored community. There will need to be some sort of initiative. There will need to be a level or a degree of focus, which I think has not been taught to a lot of Black people, because the areas where we focus on are areas that do not actually have any focus or interest on us. You will learn this, I feel, once you actually discover that in your pursuits in life, you need to be careful what you ask for. You need to be careful with who, how far away you go from where it is that you're supposed to truly be in, because it is only through that I can only emphasize that your life is limited, and your life is capable of actually realizing that your community had it all in the first place. We have very strong and smart people within the Black community, but the issue is we neglect them because that's what we're taught to do by the system, or that is what we inherently do when we see somebody just trying to help themselves. That is that's a problem that needs to be addressed within Black people, because it really does. It has a detrimental effect. Not particularly on the individual who you're trying to inflict some sort of hatred on, but on yourself. It really says a lot about yourself. You're in a stuck spot yourself, right? So the only way you can actually undo your level of ignorance is if you could just understand the procedures and even just what it takes to actually achieve even a fraction of where it is you want to be. And through that understanding, I feel like you can establish really firm principles.